So guys, I just finished watching a pretty long series on Scarpetta on Amazon Prime Video. And honestly, before you even think about starting this series, I would suggest watching this full review so that your time doesn't get wasted. Now let's talk about the story. The interesting thing about this series is that it actually tells two stories at the same time. Both stories revolve around the same woman, Dr. K. Scarpetta, who is the main character of the series. Now, when I say she has powers, I don't mean superhero powers. Instead, she has something even more impressive. She is an extremely brilliant forensic pathologist. Because of her expertise, she can examine dead bodies and figure out exactly what happened, when the person died, how the murder happened, and many other crucial details. And this ability becomes very important because this series revolves around a very dangerous serial killer. This killer brutally targets women. He tortures them, assaults them, and in the end, he kills them in extremely disturbing ways. Right from the very beginning of the series, we get a shocking scene. A young woman is found lying on a railway track. She is completely naked, her hands are cut, and obviously she is already dead. This is where our main character, Dr. Scarpetta, enters the story. She arrives to investigate this brutal murder. But here's the twist. This isn't just a single murder case. There are multiple murders happening, and all of them seem to be connected in some way. So, the main mystery of the series is discovering who this serial killer is and what exactly is going on. But that's not all. The current murder mystery is also connected to an old case from the past, a case that is directly related to Scarpetta's own life. So, the big question becomes, what really happened in that old case? And how is it connected to the current murders? To find out the full story, you'll have to watch the series. Now let's talk about the positives and negatives of this show. First, let's start with the positives. The first positive is definitely the acting. Almost every actor in the series has done a really good job. The performances feel realistic and convincing. The second positive is the production quality. The production budget looks quite good, and visually, the series feels well made. The third positive is the dark crime atmosphere. The show creates a very intense and dark crime vibe, which actually suits the story quite well. And the fourth positive is the storytelling style. The series follows a dual timeline narrative. One timeline takes place in the 1990s, while the other one takes place in the present day. Both timelines follow the same character, Dr. Scarpetta, but in different phases of her life. In the past timeline, we see her younger version, and in the present timeline, we see her current version. Both timelines move forward together and gradually connect the past events with the present investigation. Now let's talk about the negatives. The story is decent, but it's not extraordinary. It had the potential to be much better. There are many places where the writing could have been improved. Even the execution of the story could have been handled in a better way. Another problem is the narration style, which feels quite complex at times. Because of this, viewers may start losing interest while watching the series. Also, in most modern series, every episode usually ends with a strong cliffhanger so that viewers feel excited to watch the next episode. But this series doesn't always manage to do that. And nowadays, with so many shows releasing every week, the audience attention span is quite short. People need a strong reason to continue watching the next episode. Unfortunately, this show doesn't always provide that reason. Another big issue is the pacing. The series has 8 episodes, but honestly, it could have easily been completed in 4 or 5 episodes. Some people might say 6 or 7 episodes would be fine, but in my opinion, even 4 episodes would have been enough if the story was edited properly. Instead, the story is stretched unnecessarily, which sometimes makes the show feel slow and boring. Also, this is technically an adult series, but the adult content is mostly limited to disturbing crime scenes and dead bodies. So, if someone is planning to watch it expecting something else, you probably won't find that here. Talking about the ending, it feels a bit uneven. Some viewers might like it, while others may feel disappointed. So, overall, my simple suggestion would be this. You can definitely skip this series. If you literally have nothing else to watch, then you can give it a try. Otherwise, it's very easy to skip and move on to something better. Yes, there is one small space-related murder scene in the show, but even that moment doesn't create a big impact. So, overall,